everybody, one of Wiisdom here, Friday night, Saturday morning. It is now, 4:03 in the morning. Fantastic, right? So, April 7th was a big day. Primary reason for Portal Masters like yourself and me, Wildstorm. What is Wildstorm? He is an air element knight, and he is also my most anticipated Skylander. When we came in, we unboxed the starter pack Activision sent out, pulled the poster out, just like back in the day with SSA, went through that thing, and I said, man, this Warnado guy looks cool. Cannot wait for him. That same character in Perspectives of Imaginators was in fact Wildstorm. Several of you, particularly European viewers, have had access to Wildstorm for quite some time, and the good news is the majority of you have said, hey, you're going to love this guy, he plays amazing, the figure is awesome. That's what I like to hear, especially when somebody is my most anticipated. That kind of sets the bar high for me personally, and maybe even for some of you. What is it that draws me to him? I don't know. Air elements, night. It just, something about the aesthetics of him kind of draws me in. Now, interestingly, when we learned of him, which I guess was technically through the Creator app, I think there may have been a retailer leak from somewhere in Europe. But the main way for most of us, and when we got like our first taste of him, the bio, the catchphrase, everything, it was the Creator app, right? Then we had the starter pack poster. Nobody knew he was going to be bundled with an adventure pack, okay? So that's kind of a cool deal here. Now, I picked this up at Toys R Us for $29.99. My store is weird. They're supposed to be having a buy one, get one 50% off all things Skylanders up to 3 times per ticket, right? So if you wanted to buy full price, half price, full price, half price, full price, another one at half price, or whatever at half price, you're able to do that. I waltzed into the store. I seriously debated getting 2 of these, but I was like, I don't know, man, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I'll really like the way he plays. The big thing for me is it saves time. I don't have to reset him and go get the Sky Chi again, which I absolutely despise in Imaginators. By far the most annoying aspect of the game, in my opinion. But what I had promised you is, if I could ever ascertain another buckshot at 50% off, I was going to get it. We were going to custom paint our interpretation of Heartbreaker Buckshot. They still had it. I was in Wednesday night trying to get this early and have it out on the shelves or anything. Probably would have come up register locked anyway, but they had Buckshot. I was like, man, I wonder if he'll still be there Friday. Went in, sure enough, there he is. It's 8 o'clock after work. I'm like, sweet. Wildstorm, and we're going to do a custom painted Imaginator, which we haven't done yet. Go to checkout. Everyone else went to checkout too. Stood in line a long time, got up there, said, hey, this 50% off? Well, I don't know, let's ring it up. No. I was like, well, that's weird. It is online. And guy was like, oh, well, whatever. I'm like, seriously? You know? And I pulled my phone out and I physically showed him, here's your website, here's Wildstorm, right below it, all Skylanders, buy one, get one 50% off. And he was like, yeah, we'll match prices, you know, sometimes it's cheaper online on our site. And I was like, yeah, well, it's 50% off, man. And so the guy wouldn't do it. And if I wouldn't have been in a hurry, if I wouldn't have wanted to get home and have supper, you know, before 9 o'clock possibly, what I would have done, I would have been the ultra prick for the man. I would have gone out, sat in the truck, I would have got on my phone, I would have ordered this, I would have tacked on Buckshot, and I would have done the 50% off, I would have done in-store pickup, and then I would have gone in and I would have made him watch me get the stupid stuff that he wouldn't sell me for 50% off. To me, time is money, time is valuable, time is important, even though I'm here at 4 a.m. now. But if you are in a position where you want 2 of these, if you missed out on an adventure pack, if you say, hey, I'm going to grab both of the Easter Skylanders, I'll go ahead and get this and Crash and Cortex, a second set, or, you know, man, I never got Boom Bloom, whatever it may be, take advantage of the sales. Buy one, get one 50% off is a legit decent sale. Several of you had told me that you'd been in Toys R Us and done this week, like yesterday, Thursday, and I don't know what's up with my store, but that's what they did. So basically they lost out on a sale. You know, I would have had to pay $29 for this anyway. I could have gotten Buckshot for whatever their extra price is and divided in half, but They didn't want to do it. I wasn't going to take the time to go out and stick it to them. I wanted to get home and have supper, and that's what I did. So that will be duly noted for next time, Toys R Us. But bottom line, if your store is pulling the same stuff, just order it online and have it shipped to you. If you're in the parking lot and you want to take the time to order it from your phone, do that. Waltz back in, go grab lunch and come back within the hour. Whatever you need to do, save the money. It is totally worth the effort. That said, $29.99. What we get is pretty cool. I mentioned, no one knew he was going to be in an adventure pack, a level pack as they're calling this. Hopefully you've been checking out this box art. My only complaint is that it's not fully focused on him, but that's because this is here. And what does that say? 80 unique creation parts. Pretty crazy, right? So you're used to the Imaginite Chest. I don't support blind bag stuff. I'm not a fan of it. I have one Imaginite Chest. I have yet to use it. I got this from the Dark Starter Pack. It's the only reason I have one. It does look really cool. Sadly, it makes me think of my main man Chomp Chest. And that, of course, makes me think of Broccoli Guy and Chill Bill and what could have been, and Chef Pepperjack's amazing potential as a figure. Pepperjack, though, I think he might be somebody that's like, hey, screw off, buddy. I'm too evil to become a sensei. I'm going to stand here and rot in jail. But Broccoli Guy, Chill Bill, Chomp Chests. Oh, man. That said, I do think these would look pretty cool in a display. That is one downside with this. We don't get a location piece. Crash and Cortex, you place either one on the portal, it unlocks Thumpin' Moompa Islands. That's what happens with Wildstorm. So unlike Griffin Park Observatory or Enchanted Elven Forest, we don't get a location piece. Location pieces have been basically relegated to magic items or unlockables or decorations from past games at this point in time. I still personally think they served a purpose, and that purpose being decoration. If you've got a display shelf, it's kind of cool. You've got, your Ghost Roaster, Terrafin, Slam Bam, and Sunburn, and then boom, you've got the location pieces with them, right? If you're sitting there and you've got Airstrike, and then boom, you've got the Griffin Park Observatory, you've got the little tree from Enchanted Elven Forest, you got Boom Bloom. It just makes a nice little deal. I mean, imagine putting Stump Smash and Zook and Stealth Elf around the Enchanted Elven Forest. It's just kind of a cool decorative item for collectors, So that's a little bit sad. Plus the Cursed Tiki Temple, I can think of a lot of cool things you could have done with that. At the same time, is this still worth the $29? I think so. Here's why. Okay. Wildstorm, Air Element Knight, $15, right? I think the chests, I haven't bought one. I think they're like $6. So we're up to 21. Creation Crystal, $10. That's 31. We got this for 29. Do the math. You're saving a little money. Two complaints here. Number one, Life Creation Crystal. I would have personally preferred either an Air Element Crystal because it just kind of makes sense, or something a little bit less common. Maybe a tech. Maybe, light or dark. Since it is air, type of a thing. Just magic, just something that's not commonplace as life and water. Like, those are everywhere. They're shelf fodder. So, would have been cool if it was balanced out a little differently, in my opinion. The other thing, if you're like, well, you said two things bother you. It's the background, man. I have loved the packaging, and this is no exception. It's pretty freaking sweet. What sucks, though, is the backdrop, man. Like, I was picturing this elaborate decoration, where we have, like, this cursed tiki temple in the backdrop, and it's like lush jungle-type environment or something, or even like a wicked cloud storm, since he's Wildstorm. We basically have, like, this golden yellow sunset. And I'm like, where does that come from? It just doesn't make sense to me. There's sort of like what looks to be like a grass or wheat field with it. I don't know, man. This is the first time I've openly critiqued like the packaging to this extent. And that's just because it's been so freaking cool the rest of the time. Plus the colors kind of bother me. He's this awesome sky blue. You've got the black and blue Imaginite Chest, which looks amazing. You've got a Life Creation Crystal, which is a nice green shade. And then it's like, The sunset in and of itself would look really cool. It's just the colors clash and I don't know how it fits in. Maybe it'll make sense when I've like loaded up the level or played through it. But right now, aesthetically, it's kind of a head scratcher. Right here, this is something new we've never seen before on Skylanders. It tells me they've probably had some parents complaining. And online connection required to download game content. This is basically saying, hey, if you buy this and you're wanting the Cursed Tiki Temple, you need the internet, okay? It's not available on the game shelved away that's just unlocked. It's something that's going to be downloaded. And of course that was done with the patches. You've seen it come in place. Some people, if you don't have your console connected or maybe you just don't have the internet for whatever reason, times are hard, but you got your console trying to make do. It's a legitimate deal, and so there's probably been complaints, and they're sort of taking this step to hopefully, remedy it or say, hey, well, when you bought this, there should have been a sticker type of thing. Or maybe there's just like people that are just oblivious to it, and this will help them. I honestly don't know. That said, on the backside here, 80 exclusive unlocks 80 unique creation parts. This is pretty cool. This isn't like some mundane chest with, like 1, 5, or 6 or something. 80 unique. I believe they're all brand new, never before seen or used or accessed parts before. So that's kind of a cool deal. It's kind of bittersweet. I'm curious if you bought 2 of these, which I was tempted to do because of Wildstorm, but again, since I haven't played him, I kind of held off. I assume another chest would have the 80 exact same parts and you just get the duplicate bonus, but what if it doesn't? I don't know. It's a mystery if you bought 2. Let me know in the comments section, is it the exact same thing and you just get the duplicates? I'm also curious if you get the 80 unique parts, can you eventually grind them out in the game and get the duplicate bonuses that way? Or are they truly just exclusive to this chest? And then there's also the question, if you buy 2 of these and you're on the same save file, when you put Imaginite Chest number 2 from the second level pack down, does it even register? I don't know, man. So if any of you have 2 of these or a friend brings, their chest over and you've already unlocked it, let me know what's going on, because that's something that interests me and I don't really have the fundage to research at this point in time. That said, check it out. New challenges and enemies to conquer. Very cool. Check that out there. It's kind of sad they threw Sir Hoodington in, but I guess they're sort of promoting it. And that background does match what we saw here, so maybe I was rushing to judgment. Maybe that's water and not a wheat field? I don't know. We'll see. That looks more like Animal Crossing New Leaf. We're on the island, with Tortimer or something. Anyway, there's the figure. There he is in the game. He is Master Wildstorm, a new Sensei Skylander, my most anticipated. And then right here we have got the Life Creation Crystal. Looks like a Sir Hoodington spin-off of sorts. He's a knight in this case, which is kind of a cool take. Check that out, though. In your hand and on the portal, notice anything different? It's Wildstorm. They even put the Air Element logo. How cool is that? So that's nice. They're doing a lot of things right here. And once again, we sort of have the same sunset backdrop. So I'm assuming it must all tie in and they knew what they were doing all along. We'll find out. Other promoted Skylanders, we got Ambush, Crankcase, and Barbella, and Hoodsickle. And then right here, also available, not yet, but coming, is the Lost Imaginite Mines. We'll get another Imaginite Mystery Chest, a Magic Creation Crystal. That'll be a nice change of pace. And check it out, folks. Another very, very highly anticipated character, Tech Element Bowslinger, Master Robo. Should be a very, very cool time. To save time, I'm going to go ahead and just pull all this out of the box since we had to talk a little bit, and we will be back to take a look at the contents. And we're back. I also had to grab Grave Clobber at Hell's Gaming, ELLZ Gaming, wanting me to do a direct comparison between Grave Clobber and Wildstorm. They've had Wildstorm. They're looking forward to get Grave Clobber for a birthday. Here lately, the chatter, I realize there are recent releases and an upcoming release. People have been saying, man, these are 2 of the best figures we've ever seen. So it's going to be a nice little dichotomy there. That said, first thing first, this is just like a random field. It's not an ocean. It doesn't appear to be a beach. It's just like, hey, sunset over a field. I guess it ties in some way. We'll find out. Hopefully I'm not being too harsh on them. Something else that is a little bit different. Check this out. Typically, the packaging, it has this sort of like hidden elemental alignment, if you will. You know, you'd have like air element stuff all over the place. This is all of the elements, including light and dark. So I thought that was kind of an interesting change as well. So we'll set that aside. We get that, which no one cares about, and conveniently, sadly, scuffed already. This is not by me. This is how it came. Our life creation crystal stickers. So cool deal there. We'll set them down. I don't have the heart to put them on because they look so good. So let's start there. Good Lord, this thing is a pain to unbox. I will tell you that right now, because you would not believe how sharp those are. In this case, I usually try to avoid anything clear, leaving smudges or fingerprints. I didn't care. This actually kind of hurts, I'm not gonna lie. So right there is the top side. This looks really good, I gotta say though. And again, does that not kind of remind you of Broccoli Guy? Don't you wish that he was a villain that we could play? Oh man, I tell you. Anyway, that's the life creation crystal. This to me is a little bit more exciting because this is a fan-freaking-tastic color scheme, man. I love this thing. Got the Activision logo there. Ooh, we got yellow paint on the bottom. That's always interesting to people like myself. Yellow on that one as well. Cool. But the colors here are sweet. Black and blue. Very, very hard to go wrong with it. It's not quite the same color as Grave Clobber. It's pretty dadgum close to the water element base color though. It's kind of hard to tell since we've got more of like a flat surface and this is sort of detailed. Very, very, very similar to that though. But with that splash of black, man, that looks so freaking cool. iPad case, black and blue. Knife, black and blue. If you didn't believe me that I liked black and blue, now you know. So let's set that down. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is the man of the hour, my most anticipated Skylander for Skylanders Imaginators, Wildstorm. So he is air element. He's got the silver base, sort of a cloud structure. I noticed something here I've never seen before. I realize this is a billow of the cloud, but there's a certain angle where you could like draw a star shape in that. Has that always been a thing? Is that the same? I guess it is. For some reason, that just popped out to me for the first time ever. I mean, you'd have to use a little bit of an imagination, but I mean, you can kind of see the star. Just a traditional star shape there, like a starfish. That's pretty cool. So that is the base. He's knight. What do we have here? Yellow. Interesting. Interesting. Who else is going to flip the base on a Skylander and check the paint color? Probably no one, but now I know you will, so let me know. Where are you located? Are you in America or Europe? And is it white or is it yellow? Typically, everything has been white. We got Bad Juju here. Let's check a more recent character. Egg Bomber, white. Interesting. This guy, yellow. I believe Boom Bloom also yellow. Don't know if that has to do, maybe it's a different plant, maybe it's a different factory. Who knows? I'm sure someone does. Will they ever tell us? That remains the question. Conspiracy theories abound. But very aggressive, very intimidating pose, I must say. Kind of lacks facial detail, but it's also mysterious. He's sort of just got like a framed out helm, if you will. Nice helm, a mask, whatever you want to dub it as. As cool as he looks and as much as there is to take in with the detail, your eyes kind of gravitate to the massive sword he's holding. I don't know if that's just me, I don't think it is. But dang, son, look at the detail on that. You sort of got like this feathered edging, if you will. It looks amazing. It's not soft to the touch, but it looks very, very cool. I kind of wonder if we went in and maybe Thunderbolt styled this thing, maybe did like a translucent blade. Would have been maybe, what is that? Oh, freaking A. There's a glob of gold paint on my blade. Let's try to get that to focus for you. I mean, you can see it. I'm just trying to get it to showcase a little better. That really sucks. That's not supposed to be there. and I don't have that color to touch it up. This is also something I don't believe I could have seen through the packaging, sadly. Dadgum. So, I tell you what, you've seen it on mine. If you can in fact see the back side of his blade, kind of where my palm would be, check it. If you see a streaky gold or yellow, run away, check another one. Hopefully you can find one that's mint condition and not with a factory flaw. Some people love this stuff, eat it up, think it's cooler. I just see a bunch of gold on the blade that should be blue, sadly. But that's unfortunate. Air Element logo here at the base of the blade where the handle joins. Very cool touch there. The handle itself, very nice, very detailed, very, very, very large sword, I must say. Oh, this is a cool use of color. Check this out. You sort of got like the legit sky blue here, and then you got like this sort of azure metallic or something. It's a very hard color to describe. It's like an emeraldy blue-green, if that makes any sense. It's like a gemstone color, but kind of metallic. It just pops off of that black. That is so cool. You sort of got an interesting thing here. This looks gray in the camera, right? It's sort of like a pale blue. You know, like back in the day when I was growing up, it was like a popular color in bathrooms, this sort of like bluey gray color. You know, like Mervyn's and everywhere had it. It's that type of a color. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't stress too hard. Just know that it's like a blue-gray. All right. So we've got the 3 trials there. Same on the front side, golden belt for the sensei. Looks like he's chiseled pretty good. He's kind of got an interesting pattern there over the torso. We got gold coming out here. I guess it's kind of like a shoulder guard type of a thing. The lower leg guards, the shin pads, maybe he's a big soccer player, I don't know. They look really, really nice. Kind of a short and stubby foot, but very, very solid seeming character. Facial detail, we've got the sky blue. We've sort of got the same color here. I think it is a little bit more dull. Maybe not as many coats were placed down on the Air Element logo. But around the helmet, you have streaks of silver with kind of a darker blue. So that's cool. Pretty cool little situation there. Again, color 1, color 2, color 3, silver, the metallic. Then you've got sort of like the horns on the mask, which these have a very realistic bone color to them. That's kind of a nice thing. The gauntlet, the hand, the glove, if you will, it's the same. If you can see that a little better, you actually can pick the color up better. The silver of the base, the silver kind of pulls in with this and makes that look more gray. Whereas if I can isolate it, that kind of looks like more of a steel blue. Same color there, basically armored glove and boots, if you will. So that's about that with him. There's sort of like a glitter here. I don't know if it's supposed to be there or if it's like a defect. I kind of think it's a defect. It's like some sort of a clear that was probably to be applied to the metallic. Sort of give it that little extra pop. It's only present on this side, the sword hand side, if you will. Nothing of it over here aside from that one little dot. It's not coming off on my fingers, so I don't know, just a minor detail, nothing major. Glaring weakness is just that gold mishap there. That said, man, he looks pretty good. We're going to do the comparison for everybody. Keep in mind, he is our final Air Element character. We have got Airstrike, Egg Bomber Airstrike. We've got over here, you can even see them, Mystical Bad Juju and Bad Juju. So he's sort of the lone duck. He doesn't have the alt deco. Coolest thing perhaps about Wildstorm is he's a knight. Why is that important? You think, man, what knights did we even have? I'm not thinking of many. We have one so far. It's Ambush. He's pretty freaking awesome. I've really enjoyed playing as him. But he's been the lone knight this entire time. He finally has a companion in Wildstorm. Here coming up in the next wave, we're actually going to get Blastertron, a light element knight. So that'll kind of round out the trio. There's only 3 of them. Which is sort of interesting. That said, Master Wildstorm, his slogan, if you didn't know, the roar of thunder, and oh does he roar. Let's go ahead and listen to him.
The roar of thunder.
One more time.
The roar of thunder.
Oh yeah. So, according to the website, power 230 out of 350, armor 300 out of 350, Speed, agility, 320 out of 350. Luck, 100 out of 350. What do those mean? Not much. Once we introduce him, we'll have the stats that matter. By the time he was 10 years old, Wildstorm had already mastered the Airblade. Dun, 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 dun. With no family of his own, he spent much of his youth traveling throughout Skylands, offering his combat service to the highest bidder as a soldier of fortune. Already epic, I know. On one such occasion, he was hired by, are you sitting down? Chaos, to break into a pirate outpost in Sky Highlands to steal the legendary gold detector. But little did Wildstorm know he was only being used by Chaos to scout their defenses, and he was captured by the pirates. While imprisoned in the highest tower, the powerful winds blew through his cell, fueling his anger. But Wildstorm would not be contained. Harnessing the storm's energy, he grew 3 times his size and exploded out of his prison, vowing to put a stop to Chaos once and for all. Soon after, he met Master Eon, who agreed to help him, provided Wildstorm would share his skills in swordsmanship with other Skylanders as a sensei of the Knight class. Pretty cool story, right? We've had Chaos in a few you might remember back. Think of your favorites, if you will. This time around, though, kind of an interesting deal. He's just basically a mercenary, and Chaos is like, hey, I need you to go get this gold detector. Doesn't realize he's being just sent in basically as bait to kind of see what Chaos would be up against. And subsequently, that kind of fueled, I guess, his superpower, if you will. And then, of course, he comes out. Eon comes across him, and now he's working for good, putting all that years of mercenary work and early swordsmanship to good use. So he will now train our knight, Skylanders, or Imaginators, if you will, and we can make one from the life elements. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you like them mixing this up, or would you prefer to have air element character in the pack, air element crystal? Would you prefer that it's like random type of a thing where you go to Toys R Us, there's 8 packs and there's like 6 different crystals available? It would be interesting to see how people feel about that. But if you're like me, the reason I object to the life crystal, it's just because it's so readily available. It's not like your $29 is like, oh, and you get a tech crystal, or wow, a dark crystal. Those are hard to find. It's like, oh, well, here's the one of the most common ones you can get, and you can find them everywhere, type of a thing. So that's a little unfortunate, but I'm super stoked. Wildstorm again was my most anticipated. Will he hold up? Will he deliver? I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to get this guy introduced ASAP. I'll go grind out his money. I'll go get his Sky Chi. We'll upgrade him. We'll reset him. We'll do it again, possibly minus the Sky Chi, because I hate that part. It's the most annoying thing about Imaginators, having to get it twice when you reset characters. But we're going to have a good time. We're going to see how he performs, see which path we like best, and take it from there. So $29.99, Toys R Us has it. Again, I think some people have told me they bought it from Amazon in the US, not like ordering it from overseas. Should be hitting Target, GameStop, Best Buy, all the other usual retailers here fairly soon. That said, we've got to do this. I've had, L's Gaming wanted to see it. Grave Clobber beside Wildstorm. You can kind of see the contrast here. Grave Clobber not holding anything, but he's got a sweet pose. He's got nice colors. Let's do it. SkylanderClub.com, poll section. Grave Clobber versus Wildstorm. Which character do you think looks better? Not PvP, not win, not can coast through Chapter 10 the quickest. In terms of aesthetics only, which one of these guys do you think looks better? It's going to be close. It's going to be fun. You can vote as many times as you want to from as many devices as you have. One time essentially, but I mean if you got a cell phone, 2 tablets, 3 computers, your mom's phone, and you want to say, man, Grave Clobber all the way, cast your 7 votes. If you are signed up on the forum, you can chime in there and tell me why you're picking Grave Clobber or Wildstorm. However, anyone can vote, don't have to be signed up, and you can just come in the comment section and say, whoa, it's got to be Wildstorm, here's why. So whatever your justification, feel free to let me know. But again, side by side, I gotta say, these two guys pretty impressive looking. So different color schemes. I will keep my personal preferences unknown at this point in time, and we'll see how it pans out. So if this goes down well, we might get back into that. I've been wanting to make the Skylander Club YouTube channel videos, sort of my old school poll battles, if you will. Try to get it some more attention. So once again, our second night joining Ambush. He completes the air elements. Recent other releases: Grave Clobber, Pinata, Flare Wolf. Chain Reaction remains extremely hard to find. I saw him again at Target, not Toys R Us. Pinata pretty hard to find. My TRU had one. The Easter Skylanders pretty well stocked at this point in time at Toys R Us and Target. So keep all that in mind as you pick this up and maybe take advantage of some sales. That said, Wildstorm looks amazing. Can't wait to play him. One last thing I want to know from you. Assuming I get in tonight, Saturday night if you will, and I stream, it'll probably be on Twitch. Unless it fails, then it'll be on Beam. I'll tweet before I go live. What would you like to see? Would you like to see a live stream introduction, which I usually don't do? I usually record those so they're a little higher quality. Would essentially Skylanders Imaginators, probably introducing this guy. B, Breath of the Wild. C, Forza Horizon 3. D, Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. It's not like I have an early Switch copy, although I would love it to get deluxe early. 21 days until Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, by the way. And lastly, E, me attempting for the first time ever to stream Minecraft from the computer. It'd probably just be busy work, but we'd kind of be testing things out. So those are your 5 choices. Again, I can't promise I'll get to stream, but I'm hoping to. So let me know what you would like to see. I do have a ton of Breath of the Wild done. We've streamed it. I've highlighted some of it. I'm waiting for it to be approved. And the rest of it I've not highlighted because I haven't felt like going back and watching a 4-hour stream and clipping things out of it. So that's kind of where we stand there. Nonetheless, let me know your thoughts. This guy is available Toys R Us. Keep your eyes on other retailers as well. If you don't have a Toys R Us nearby, order it online and take advantage of the 50%. That's what I can tell you. Hopefully your store is not a jerk like mine was tonight, and maybe you can cash in on that 50% locally. But most anticipated Skylander from the unboxing, checking out the starter pack poster. Gotta see if he lives up to the hype. I can't wait to find out. Unbox.com, SkylanderClub.com. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Beam. Like me on Facebook. Circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on all this, what you'd like to see streamed, Grave Clobber versus Wildstorm. Do you think the background picture makes any sense with this adventure pack? If you played it and it's perfect, feel free to let me know. Try not to do any spoilers for anybody, but hey, let's have a good time. Let me know your thoughts on all this. I'll catch you back here for more action from the pool table and more Skylanders Imaginators research.